What's up, guys? Welcome back to Between the Pylons. I'm John Camacho. Thank you so much for watching. And guys, today we are talking about Pooka Williams out of Kansas, the running back out of Kansas. And this is the last draft profile that I'm doing ahead of the NFL draft. I'm so excited for the draft, guys. If you are watching this before the draft and you're interested in watching an awesome live stream that me and my buddy Jacob are going to be doing, we're going to be right here doing a live stream for the first round of the NFL draft. Consider checking that out. But let's get back to the show here. We're talking about Pooka Williams, running back out of Kansas, and this is a guy who is 5'10", 170 pounds, not a big dude by any means, coming out as a junior. And we're talking about a dude who rushed for over 1,000 yards in both the 2018 and the 2019 season. Obviously had some issues in 2020 season, ended up opting out pretty early on, just 51 attempts for 196 yards. I didn't even really go back and watch the 2020 season because there was just such a limited tape of that. So I went back and watched the 2019 season and just acted like he was an opt-out guy. But hey, I'm still really excited about this player, and I think there's a lot to really like. Let's get into the skill chart here and break down just why I like him so much. So the first thing we're going to talk about when we talk about Pooka, of course, is vision, right? He does have really good vision. His ability to find the cutback lane, his ability to kind of, he has very good patience. I'm actually going to talk about patience and vision at the same time because his patience is elite for me. 7.3, like that's really what just jumped out to me is his ability to just kind of wait for the blocks to develop, and then once they do, boom, he's upfield. And he's so explosive and he's so quick that really works for him, right? And really, we'll move on to agility, his ability to get out of trouble. His overall athletic profile is very positive at a 5.6. But really, when you talk about Pooka Williams, the two things that you have to talk about, the two things that excite you the most, short area quickness and acceleration, right? Both of those things, very positive grade for me. Very similar grades as 6.6 and 6.7. Short area quickness, again, his ability to see hole and then just explode through it is special. His feet are very good, but also his acceleration, his ability to like stop on a dime and explode forward. His gas pedal works, man. I mean, it's just 0 to 60 in seconds. It's very special. It's very good. Now, with all those positives, we got to touch on a couple negatives here, and that when that comes to pass protection specifically, yeah, he's a guy where like a safety or a corner blitzing or anything like that, they could run through Pooka Williams on their way to the quarterback, right? He was wet paper at times when it came to pass protection. It just was not good at all. At a 0.5, that's about as low as I'll get. I very rarely go any lower than that. I very rarely give that kind of grade unless it's just really non-existent to really bad, and that's where it was. Definitely needs some work. You hope that NFL teams can recognize the flaws or the weaknesses in a player's game and build around the positives, and obviously not put them in situations where they're going to have to pass protect consistently and things like that. Like, that's just not what you want to see from him, and that's not what you're going to see at the next level. I just can't imagine. And then power at a 1.3. Again, this is not a guy who's going to be churning out extra yards. This is not a guy who's going to run through people by any means. It's just not his game. It's not what he is. Smaller dude who has a lot to like about him, but that's just not the type of running back that he is, and that's okay. Moving on to some more positives. Pass catching at a 6.8. Yeah, this is awesome, man. This is really good and almost elite for me. He's so good out of the backfield. He's so good at like, he has strong hands. He's so good at catching the ball and turning upfield. So smooth and comfortable catching the ball out of the backfield. I mean, just all very positive for me. Very good grade. I already mentioned patience. That's an elite grade at 7.3, man. His just ability to find those cutback lanes, his ability to wait and then just explode upfield is very special. But I like I said, I already touched on that. So we'll move on to breaking tackles at a 5.8. And I want to talk about this for a second because, like, man, this is one of those things that, like, I right before pressing record and sitting down to do this video, I was kind of going back and forth. I'm not gonna lie, I had this grade at a 6.7, the exact same grade as ability in the open field, which we'll get to. And the reason I had it that high originally is because his ability to just like Kamara style bounce off of defenders for no apparent reason, like, it was ridiculous. And granted, this is Big 12 country, you know, they're not known for their defense. I get that. But I mean, I was consistently impressed by his ability to just bounce off a linebacker, bounce off a safety. Like it was awesome. Like I said Alvin Kamara-ish. No, granted, they're two totally different players. So Don't hear what I'm not saying. But like Alvin Kamara specifically, like I watch him play in the NFL, college, anything, and it was just constantly able to just like it literally looks like he covers himself in butter and just starts running the ball, and guys can't get a good hit on him, like for no reason. Guys square up, perfect form tackle, and just bounce off of Kamara consistently, and that's what I saw in college. Now, the reason I brought it down, I don't realistically see that being the case in the NFL. I just don't. I think there's going to be moments of that. I think there'll be aspects of that. But at the end of the day, I mean, we are talking about a smaller guy. An NFL linebacker squares up on him, he's going down. I mean, it's just realistically, I just can't expect anything other than that at the next level. But I was really, really impressed in college, and I really, really loved that aspect of his game. Ability in the open field at a 6.7. Again, this kind of goes into everything that we've already talked about, right? His ability to bounce off tackles, his ability to make people miss, his explosiveness, his quickness, his ability to create those extra yards with his speed, with his explosiveness, with his ability to juke people out of their shoes. All of those things are very, very positive and bordering on elite for me. At 6.7, that's a very, very good grade. And then pad level and balance at a 5.3. It's a checks the box grade for me. I think that kind of gets into probably why he's able to bounce off of tacklers. He has very good balance. He has very good contact balance in general. He can run through the tackles a lot better than I was expecting, just knowing the player. When I put on the tape, I didn't expect him to be a guy that I'm comfortable running through, running between the tackles at the next level. But I am. I came away thinking, man, this guy can do more than just a couple things. Overall, I look at him as a guy who, like, yeah, his perfect fit is probably 49ers. Any guy like this who's like small and explosive and quick and 0 to 60 in seconds, like any guy like that, I'm automatically just going to think, oh, the perfect offense is Kyle Shanahan, the 49ers. They do that outside zone scheme there where, their entire running backfield is just small dudes who are explosive and elusive and one trick pony kind of, but they're really good at what they do and they're fast as hell, and Kyle Shanahan can make the most out of that. So of course that's going to be my first thought, but I do think he has some positional versatility as far as like how you can use him. I think he can go to pretty much any offense and be, at the very worst, a change of pace running back that is utilized in the passing game, that is utilized at certain times in the run game as well. And then at best, I do think he has the potential to be your 3-down back. I really do. And I wish maybe he was just a hair more explosive. I wish maybe he was just a hair more, wow factor as far as his athletic profile. It's really, really, really good, but it's not quite elite for me. And that's kind of maybe what's holding me back, because I do think he's a fairly well-rounded running back at this point. Now, granted, pass protection power, that's not what he is by any means. But as far as what he is, I feel like he's fairly well-rounded enough for me to like. But, I think the size is going to be a factor. He's a lean running back, so like I don't think he's going to automatically pass the looks test for some teams. And yeah, certainly going to be kind of, what's your cup of tea as far as what NFL teams are thinking. I mentioned it a little bit. I did a Javon Hawkins video just a second ago. I'm recording him back to back, but it came out yesterday. And I talked about how, like, I don't have a good feel for where he's going to go. I feel very similarly about Pooka, right? He is in my top 10. He's actually my number 6 running back, although like literally from 6 to 9 is 0.02 difference. So like it could easily be my 9th running back. It just happens to be number 6 for whatever reason. But again, he's my number 6 in a kind of weak running back class, and he could go undrafted, and that could just be a miss by me totally, or that could just be no team sees the value in him because it's just not the right fit or things like that. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I like the upside as the potential. I'll say this: the potential to be a 3-down back. I don't think that's my first thought when I look at him, for sure, and his size is certainly going to be a question. But like if he was a 3-down back for 3 years in the NFL, he would be an awesome fantasy running back for a couple of years in the right scheme, and then probably get injured out of the NFL. Like just to be totally honest by the size. Or he can be a really good change of pace back in a backfield that utilizes multiple running backs and be in the NFL for 5 or 6 years and do a lot of things and being really special. Maybe not be quite as fantasy relevant, but that'd be okay too. So it'd be very, very interesting to see what happens with him. I'm incredibly excited, but we'll see. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff, and check us out on the live stream on the 29th for the first round of the NFL draft, guys. Peace.